Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are at in your day. Thank you for joining us at the Screaming Democrat. I'm the Screaming Democrat. I hope you're enjoying your day today, and if not, I hope it gets better, because Lord knows we all need some help today. We're here to talk about the absolute disappointment one can have in not only oneself, but in one's party, family, friends, all of the above. It's hard to say. I take a lot of personal accountability that I'm always in the boat that I'm in because of the decisions I've made and the choices I've had to do. But at the same time, it's like, but you went to art school, you've gone to college for cybersecurity, computers, you have certificates galore. You've been a security guard, worked on a tugboat and in a pizzeria and as a home health aide and dog trainer, and even worked in colleges as various things and jobs. I've worked for other people as personal assistants and even opened up my own company. And all of this is to say that it is a constant hustle and a struggle since I graduated high school in 2005. 2008, a crash happened, life happened. My daughter was born in 2010. I had a fire in 2016, pandemic, losing jobs, creating jobs, jobs closing, cities closing, country finally opening up, finally starting to get on your feet. And lo, if somebody don't do the stupidest shit you could ever think of, and you're like, oh my God, what is another thing I've got to struggle with? What's another thing I got to worry about? And the reality is that, yeah, it's a struggle. Yes, it's a worry, because it's not just about the job. See, the job and all that stuff covers the various things that are needed in a day, particularly like my medication. My medication's not covered by insurance. So in order for me to get my medication in a day, I have to pay for it out of pocket. No insurance company pays for my medication. So it's all a moot point on, oh, well, you can find a better insurance company. None of them will pay for it. So I have to pay for it out of pocket. I'm not an addict. I barely maintain what I can. And I'm just trying to be functioning enough in a day to be a productive person in the day. But I get it. I'm part of the problem because occasionally I don't make enough to provide everything for it was 5. My oldest is now off to college. So 4 people in my household plus the animals and everything. But some of it is the constant goofiness that's going on. For instance, I live in a rent stabilized building, but it hasn't been updated. And several times we've had issues from, I had to buy a refrigerator because the management company kept sending out 2 different companies that kept saying, oh, we repaired it and never repaired it, which meant all that food was consistently going bad. And I had to go buy from like the bodega or wherever, or buy in small batches and more expensive batches because I could not hold any food in my refrigerator. That happened for 2 years. Yeah. I've had floods in my apartment from where the neighbors have unfortunately had accidents or issues, but I've also had floods from where the building itself has literally had its pipes busted. Yeah, just all that shit gets replaced out of my pocket. Bitching, moaning, out of my pocket. When my children need something, it comes out of my pocket. I hustle, I flow, I try to make that money and that dough. But at the end of the day, I don't always make enough. All right. And I get it. I am trying to get better. I'm trying to get more skills. I'm trying to get more time. I'm trying. But trying seems to not be enough anymore. You've got to work a definitive 110 hours every week for it to be okay for you to live in New York City. Prove me wrong, because that's what it feels like. That despite whatever I do in a damn day, in a damn week, that I deserve whatever it is that I'm getting shitted on upon, not only by my country, by my fellow Republicans and those fucking 8 Democrats that had decided to side with that. I get it. You may not like some of the decisions I make in my life. I don't necessarily like the decisions you make in your life, but I do not go out of my way to make it a struggle, a stressful struggle, and to belittle you because of BS and bigotry. And yes, it's BS and bigotry. I get it. I didn't do it the way you would have done it. I don't know if you could have lived my life the way I've had to live my life. Because if you had, you wouldn't have made it 14 years a foster child. Not even. Let me see you get your ass kicked and be popped, hit, starved, and all kinds of other bullshit that goes on with being a Southern foster kid for 14 years. And while we're on that subject, yes, my family was involved the whole time, and my grandmother was a lovely person. Makes Trump just seem like a sweetheart. Yeah. I hold a lot of love for that woman. Because of her, my life has significantly been changed consistently over the years because she decided. And then she gave the power to other people. But she'd done that to her daughter, my mother, for years, so I'm not really surprised. And when I took that power back, I didn't want to give it back to anybody. And I don't tend to. So I struggle. And yes, my mother lives with me. I take care of my mother. She deserves to not have to be in an old folks' home in a mental ward or any of that. And her story is hers to tell. But just know that little, oh, she was just a better wife. He wouldn't have hit her. She should have known not to push the toothpaste from the middle. Every normal person knows that you should push it from the end and roll it up. She absolutely deserved to have her jaw cracked for that. Yeah, we've dealt with that BS for years. And maybe you could say, oh, maybe she needs to fit better men. Not all men look like psychopaths or criminals, or I don't know, and they don't look scary. Ted Bundy was really a charismatic person from what I have heard. Now, those that look like Charlie Manson, they said that he was very charismatic. Not my particular taste of tea, but okay. Just to say that charisma is not to say it covers up the demon within. And we've had to deal with the demon within. That's how I know that Donald Trump is a narcissist. That's how I know that the Republicans have made a false promise. They're not going to do, we'll talk about it in December. They're not going to hold true. They're not going to do any of that. And then they're going to blame us, the Democrats, and us, the working people, and us, the poor people, for being all that democratic, working, and poor. It's our fault. It's our fault that the health care is high and crappy, despite their consistent trying to fuck it up and undermine it. And this is the same group of people who made ketchup a vegetable in our schools so that they could reduce what they gave to our children. Okay. So just so we're clear, they're not always thinking clear. And you can say, oh, but the Democrats let the criminals out and no. Part of that is this BS stuff that happens with Republicans who get in there and start trying to undermine stuff. All right. Democrats are saying if you're mentally ill, you should have mental health services first before we completely slam the book on you, throw you in a fucking cage and never deal with you again. Like, maybe you could be a productive member of society. Maybe. That's not always true. I don't know if Ted Bundy, Jeffrey Dahmer, Charlie Manson, Ed Gein, I don't think any of those people were any sort of redeemable. And that goes for same people like Donald J. Trump, the Teflon King, Gotti. Some of them, at a point, I don't know if they were ever a decent person. And I don't know if you can actually really ever trust somebody like that. And in which case, are they really worth your fucking time? I don't know. I try. I was trying. I keep trying to justify trying. But then, to essentially be told, you don't deserve affordable health care. It's bad enough, it's craptacular, but you don't deserve affordable health care. Your children won't deserve affordable health care. Your mother doesn't deserve affordable health care. And y'all all should have made better decisions when y'all were younger. And we're going to ignore the fact that your grandmother screwed your mother out of Stanford. And we're going to ignore the fact that, the supports that the foster kids have now, you didn't exactly have when you were a foster kid. And we're going to ignore all the abuse and trauma and whatnot. And we're just going to prod you and say, why aren't you a more productive member of society? Because it doesn't matter what medical shit's wrong with you. It doesn't matter what mental shit's wrong with you. It doesn't matter, because you should be a productive person of society. That's all that matters. And how much you are productive, because apparently that's all that matters. It doesn't matter that you wipe people's asses. It doesn't matter that you've done security guard work or made food that has literally shut up entire fucking people. It's so fucking good. Yeah. Doesn't matter that you have those skills. Doesn't matter that you can do logistics or budgeting or any of that stuff. It only matters if you can make 6 to obscenely 8 high figures. Then you matter. Prove me wrong. Show me. Because so far from what I can see, that's all that matters. People shitted on the immigrants, illegal or otherwise. Well, they deserve it. I don't know why they came to America. They should have known better. They don't deserve due rights. I don't think they should have done it the right way. A lot of them were doing it the right way. And I get it. Some of them may have come over the board and stayed a little bit longer than they should have. You know what? They're not the ones that beat my ass. I can tell you now, the amount of people that beat my ass, ain't not one of them an illegal immigrant. Same probably goes for my mom. The amount of people that beat her ass, I'm pretty sure not one of them were an illegal immigrant, but maybe there was 1 or 2. But they're the criminals. They're the problems. You literally put a 36-time convicted felon in the White House. But illegal immigrants, they're the problem, right? The man who has consistently denied paying his workers a wage, much less minimum wage, has consistently screwed contracts, screwed over business partners, screwed over everybody he's come in contact with. Yeah, that's who's in office right now. The great Lord Fatspeed, Donald J. Trump. And he will rob America blind. And I'm so disgusted and annoyed because there's nothing I'm going to be able to say that can convince you to stop it. There's nothing I can do to get you to stop it. He's going to do it. And then, of course, the ones that will be left here will be blamed. And the ones that are left here will have to clean up the mess and figure out how to make everything work again. That always seems to be the thing. It's a thankless job and somebody's got to do it, and I understand. But damn! Damn, America! Wake the fuck up! Not everybody is making those $100,000 of jobs. And even if they are, they still have to do some of the things that the rest of us have to do. Like drive on the streets. Go to McDonald's or Taco Bell, or go get your hair did, or your nails done, or your beard trimmed, or any number of things. And those are all things that have to be provided, and somebody has to do it. And what? They're not worth any more because they're not making 6 figures suddenly like you, or 8 figures like you? And how much on 6 figures is enough? Is 100,000 enough? Or should it be like 300, 400,000 before that's enough? Okay. When does the value versus hours kick in? And when is it like we're going to actually place the blame of bullshittery and, hey, maybe not all of this is the working class poor people's fault. Maybe some of this bullshit is literally because of people like Donald J. Trump and the corporations like Donald J. Trump and his fucking cronies like Palatron are running around and fucking people. They're stealing their water, their natural public land resources. They're cheating people out of their jobs. They're cheating people out of fair wages. They're cheating people, the people. And we are going to pay for it. And we are going to be blamed for it. And it's all for what? More stone crab, caviar, scantily dressed women? Is that it? Is the sum of what our money is buying? Another fucking Cabo? Another freaking plane? And I don't care how many planes you buy. Essentially, they've learned if you ain't got the air traffic controllers, which he did this to himself. When Doge got in there and yanked out a whole bunch of the things that were supposed to help the air traffic controllers, like, I don't know, 2 or 3 classes were let go. Let go. Thank you for your time and efforts. Goodbye. Or they weren't even started. Like, they're not there. The people that were supposed to be trained and replaced, they're not, they didn't happen. A hiring freeze, all that shit. They did this to themselves. And we're doing waste, fraud, and abuse. When they are the biggest waste, fraud, and abusers we've got. He was twice impeached. Donald J. Trump. 36 convictions. And civilly liable for rape. I get it. He was on TV. You fired! You fired! You fired! If not for the people that were running his actual company, he wouldn't have had a company. If not for his first wife, he would have lost a lot fucking more than he did. And what did she do? What did he do? He shitted on her for tax breaks. The mother of his children. That's what he will do to her? What do you think he'll do to you? He's a bad faith, no faith negotiator. And since the Republicans, Trumpians don't do shit without his permission, you know that they are the same way, unfortunately. If you support his positions, you are a Republican Trumpian. And I'm sorry, you're a Nazi. You're fascist. You support a fascist Nazi. Wake up, America, please, before it's too fucking late. And we are all in concentration camps wearing metal collars, dragging a fucking stone from point A to point B until we die. That's it for today's episode of It's a Rant from a Screaming Democrat. Thank you for joining us at the Screaming Democrat. I'd also like to thank our sponsor of our video today. It's Cricket House Studios. You can find them at Zazzle.com/Cricket Diane. Thank you very much. Enjoy y'all's day. Lord Loafington's not putting up with it. He's just disgusted with y'all too. I'm sorry, but damn. Good night. God bless. Allah bless. Be blessed. Whatever. Fucking blessed. Pissed off at y'all.